It all started with just 3 guys in a garage. 2 years later, Forge Media had 18 employees. Jonathan Miller grew Forge Media from a small consulting business to an affiliate marketing powerhouse with clients in the USA, Canada, Europe, and South Africa.
I started out as a classically trained marketer, but I've always been involved in technology and software development. So a couple of years ago, like 15 years ago, we developed a search engine before we knew what Google was in the early 90s, and ended up going through the process of selling this company into a listed company. And I looked at the way that technology and marketing were blending together, and it just something about the whole mechanism of being able to track advertising online stuck in my head, and parked the idea for a couple of years. In the early 2000s or late 1990s, I was approached by a company that said they wanted to place advertising, but they wanted to be able to measure whether the advertising worked. At this time, I'd seen a company called Amazon.com, which today we all know. And what they had done is they had started placing advertising on partner websites, and were actually paying these partner websites if they generated sales. And they were calling it affiliate advertising. I went and I developed some technology with some partners, and we called it an affiliate tracking software. We then went out, sold this technology into some industries, including the gaming industry, and so became an affiliate marketing solution provider.
Forge Media, in a nutshell, controls the entire affiliate marketing relationship between advertiser and website. And they can do this effectively and save advertisers money because of a software that took them 3 years to develop.
Right, so in an affiliate relationship, you've got people that earn money from referring parties from their website to an advertiser. And wherever money exchanges hands, we have to make sure that the right people are earning. So what we do is we sit in the middle, and we make sure that, for instance, if a website like parentingcenter.co.za, she'll place an ad on her website to refer people to Amazon.com, where they'll buy a book on parenting. What we do is our technology sits in the middle and makes sure that when a visitor goes to parentingcenter.co.za and clicks on a link and goes through to Amazon.com and makes that purchase, that she is fairly and adequately compensated. What we also do is we make sure that if she was referred by Parenting Center, but that same visitor had also come from another site, that Amazon.com doesn't have to pay the commission twice, because that would be unfair to them. And we found that when we looked at the industry, there was literally multi-million-dollar double commissions being paid globally, because many of the advertisers didn't have the ability to track these commissions correctly. So what would happen is they would implement affiliate tracking programs, but they found that they either weren't paying the right people commissions, or worse, they were paying duplicate commissions. In one example, we took on a client in the UK called Boys Stuff, and they sold gadgets online very successfully. We were running them on 4 different affiliate networks. 3 months after taking over the management of the campaign, we found that they had sold more than £800,000 worth of gadgets in the preceding year, for which they had paid duplicate commissions. Now, if you take into account that their margin on something like an iPod was 2 or 3%, and they had been paying 2 to 3% commissions across the board, they were losing money hand over foot.
Jonathan first filed a patent for the program in South Africa, then shortly after filed patents in the US as well as the UK. Jonathan says that this process didn't come cheap, but was vital to the company's success.
You know, obviously protecting your intellectual property is critical. In an era where the first mover vests so much time and IP into developing something, and you can reverse engineer it and redo it in 3 weeks, it's critical that you need to have some sort of protection. Now, obviously, you know, had I been the second mover, I'd probably be looking at it differently and go, you know what, it's very simple. I can reverse engineer it and copy and make a clone. And I mean, we've seen that there have now been moves where companies internationally, or one particular competitor of ours, has attempted to duplicate our technology. But we know that having filed patent and secured the technology in our major markets, we have the upper hand when it comes to protecting our IP, having a valuation that makes sense, having an asset on our balance sheet. And you know, if I take just looking at the mobile space, for instance, where you have a company like Research in Motion, which is the BlackBerry makers, and you have Nokia. These are phenomenally powerful and big companies. But on the inside of every one of those, there's a chip. And that chip is not patented by them. And so the company that patented that methodology earns a phenomenal amount of money, and you've never heard of them. And had they not done that, they would be sitting there simply licking their wounds right now. So it's important that you always protect your IP first. And so yes, we took longer to get to market. We could have launched the product probably 2 years before, had we thrown caution to the wind, had we not spent the hundreds of thousands of rands it took to actually get the product patented and used that money to develop instead. But I feel that down the line, we would have no value on our balance sheet. We would have no value that we could actually sell off, should we so choose.